Goodness, it's it's a nightmare. That thing is a nightmare. Trying to figure it out still. Oh, it's painful. I know. I'm so sorry. No, I have you guys on my TV screen, and that's where my chat is, and that's why I go back and forth. And I'm so sorry. It's just like it's annoying. I've been having issues since today's Friday. I think since Tuesday night. I tried streaming many times, and each time it crashes on me. And I just spent like $900 on a gaming laptop because I wanted it to work, and it's not working. Oh, it's annoying. Am I still back? Oh, I want to. It just annoys me. I should smack the computer, but I just bought it. I just bought it, so should probably return it. Should I do another chapter? Okay. All right. Sure, it's not gonna crash. Why is it crashing all the time? I don't get it. It just like the entire computer just like freezed on me. All right, let's do that. Let me go back on. Um, Actually, you know what? Do you see it? Do you see the screen? Probably see it. So let's go back to the iPad view. Okay. All right. All right. So now what we're going to do is, so it says using Swift Playground, you've learned how to give commands. Okay, great. Created your own function and used Loop to help Byte throughout his journey. So now we just, oh, having my diploma. Oh, oh my God. There you go. I thought it was something else, but no, it's over. Really? Oh, learn to code too. Ah, it's here. That's an even bigger one. Oh my God, you remember better than me. Uh, are you talking about this one? Which one? Are you talking about the fundament? This one? Yeah, this one. Oh, okay. So now I have to basically do this one, right? Oh, that's what we did. Hi, Wiggist. Thank you for the following. Okay, that one. Let me see. No, we did that one already. That's not the one. I think that's the one. I think that's the one. So, okay. So let me see this one. I've done those already. Oh, well, I'm an IT project manager, so as a project management is my expertise. That's what I do. I provide, management guidance on how to basically successfully implement something by using, different methodology. Sometimes, like it's waterfall, sometimes it's agile. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Scrum Master. So, being a project manager, especially when you are in the IT field, is, it can be challenging if you don't understand the technical aspect of some projects. See, like, I remember one time I had one of my supervisor who I kind of understand, technical projects. I do. I mean, I kind of, no, I do now completely. I'm talking about before. I kind of had an idea, but sometimes during big meetings with high level management people, like some people sometimes just basically say stupid things. I've had people, asking if during an upgrade somebody used a methodology which doesn't make any sense. And they just basically look stupid because they don't know anything about IT. And you don't want to look stupid in a meeting. You want to make sure that everything that you hear from technical people, you get it, you understand it. So yeah, exactly. So, and at that time, I was dependent on my technical lead for everything. I was working at the data center, and I was managing 16 projects. So every time I would go to a meeting, I would basically sit with, my stakeholders, and I would basically have my technical lead who pretty much was there to answer every question. I never opened my mouth because like I was not a technical person. I was just basically giving an update on the health of the project, making sure that the project is on schedule, making sure that there was no slippage, that we had enough resources, so see, that's basically what I do. But when it came to talking more technical, or like I just couldn't, and I really really didn't like that. I feel like if you're going to be an IT project manager, you need to be not only having a project management as a skill set, but you also have to know the technical aspect of, in implementation, software implementation, migration, whatever, if it's data migration or server migration, things like that. So, like, or even, like the life cycle of a software implementation. Like you have your team of engineers, and they develop applications, and then they test this application. And sometimes during the testing environment, the application can fail. And sometimes, like they try to debunk, or they try to basically figure out why it failed. And sometimes it takes hours and hours to figure it out. It happened. So my role as a project manager is to kind of record this, issue, to make sure that next time if that happens, and I encourage you guys, I don't know what you guys are doing for a living, but if you are a developer, and you basically work with a project manager and you go through, like an issue and you try to basically fix it and it takes you time to fix it, I will strongly suggest that you go ahead and record that issue and, like even the fix. Like, okay, at this time we had this problem, that's what we did. We fixed it and it took us, 5 hours to do it. Next time, if you have the same issue, you can always go back to your document and be like, okay, that happened to us. This is what we did. This is the fix that we provided, and now we're just gonna spend 5 minutes instead of 5 hours. So, and this is where, and that's my role. Learning the jargon might be different from learning how to create the software. Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's definitely. It's true, but sometimes we are understaffed. So, like I said, there's so many challenges that, project managers don't always understand the technical aspect. They don't always see. I was managing a team of 20 engineers, and 20 people have different skill sets, like you guys. That's why now I'm asking you guys, you know how to code, but which language do you use? Some people are very comfortable with Python, some other people are comfortable with Java, some people, can code using other, so yeah, yes, 20 people with 20 different skill sets. So, and I think that's very important when you have that many people, and when there's problems, if they cannot count on their project manager, then why are we there? So I think coding, helping to code or helping to fix a problem by, getting your hand dirty, I think that's very important. And I really like it. Look, oh, you don't. So when you're gonna start working, you're gonna be thinking of me. Yeah, even in web development and design, it's very important to have, exactly, Crifaldo, that's exactly what I'm basically trying to do. I'm always, like sometimes, like you talk to these people and they always have to provide you non-technical examples for you to get it. I've had people saying, hey, it's like, okay, this server is doing blah. Well, I don't understand. Well, let me explain you in another word. You go to McDonald's, and not McDonald's because, McDonald's. Let's use McDonald's as an example. And then you start in, McDonald's, you have Big Macs and you have, filet of fish, etc. But you start asking a sandwich and you start basically picking stuff that are not in the menu. So I've had examples like that, that were provided to us because we couldn't understand the technical aspect. So yeah, I completely agree. So that's why I'm trying to learn how to code. And right now I'm just streaming very easy things, but I'm hoping that I can start bootcamp in the beginning of June. It's like a 7-week bootcamp. They are going to basically help you code. It's going to be very intense, but right now I'm basically trying to see if I'm capable, if I understand, if I have issues or challenges. Like you said earlier, it depends on how people learn. So, yep, that's very true. They have their own jargon, yep. So yeah, so that's why, I'm basically, and like I said earlier, when I went to DEF CON, I've seen all of those kids, doing competitions, and yeah, bootcamp would be great. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, and like I said earlier, you get motivated when you stream, so you talk to people like you guys, so it's great. And then it's a game, like you can see, I know it's a game for kids. Well, bootcamp, it's actually, okay, so bootcamp, the one that I'm going for is actually completely free. However, there's a lot of competition, and apparently they're trying to get more and more female. So I think I have a chance. So they actually gave me some homework. I actually started to code using a shell script. So I kind of like to provide them a sample on where my skill set is, and of course I went on Google and I tried like to figure it out, and I did it. So that was part of my application. I think what I'm gonna do is yeah, there's a lot of guys. That's what I was saying earlier, before it crashed. Not that I'm basically discriminating against anybody. That's not what I was trying to say, but it's true. I mean, even when I went to DEF CON, the reality is that when you go to those big conferences, there's not that many women. There's some. We were some, like there, but yes, it's a field that's more like the majority of people there are male. So yeah. Oh, you think so? That's very interesting, Cripple, though. Why? Why are you saying that? That more women are needed because you think we solve problems differently? Oh, yeah. We definitely think differently, men and women, we do. Um, but that's very interesting. So, yeah, just tell me what's your process of thought for you to basically say that we resolve things differently. What makes you think that? That's very interesting. Diversity is definitely good for any background. I agree. I think it needs to be a balance. That's true. That's very true. We do. See, I remember the other thing that I am interested in coding is I remember like that was a few years ago when because I do different things. I live in DC now. I live in Washington DC. I'm in the States. So and I remember we had this issue with one of our projects, and you know how I mean I don't know, crippled though, if you work or if you're still young, you're still in school. Now you said that earlier that you were coding for 20 years, so you understand the field. But we had a problem, and one of my projects was going to slip. We were going to be behind schedule, and we were waiting for a fix from a vendor. The vendor was IBM. That was the vendor that we were using for that particular project. And I remember IBM sent us a fix, and the fix failed in prod environment. Oh, so you're going to relate. And I had a short period of time to close this project, meaning that I needed to basically get that project done, implemented, and closed. Period. So by having this fix, I mean, the fix was very important. The fact that the fix failed was a bigger issue. So what we did, I asked one of our developers if he was able to code something in-house to basically help us to move forward instead of waiting for the vendor to send us a fix, which would took us 3 more months. And it was not, like an option. So you're right. You're definitely right. We basically think like we always think of different alternatives, especially when time is sensitive. Yeah, I agree. And this particular developer did develop something, and we implemented it, and it worked, and it was great. We didn't have to wait for the vendor to send us a fix, so it was fixed right away in house. So that's the other. That's also why. Right. That was correct. Exactly. So I think that's the reason why also I would like to know. I want to know how to code an application. Well, guess what? Napcast, if you are a rock star, See, you guys, that's why I love you guys very much. The devs are the best. I really mean it. I really, really mean it. What we did, the client was so happy about it because, of course, as a project manager, I went to those meetings, I explained the situation, I let them know. Um, oh, yeah, definitely. Here in the States, like engineers are paid a lot of money. And, people pay also a lot of money if they need to implement something. So anyway, long story short, I actually we made some business. Actually, the client actually really liked that fix, and what he did, he actually basically took what this guy did, asked him, like to kind of, develop it a little bit more, and then he kind of created a product that like the client used instead of IBM. So IBM kind of, messed it up in a way and kind of did lose a little bit of business. I mean, I'm not going to say that they shut them down completely, but having developer in house, like building, I mean, you have like system architects in house that can basically build their own system and do their own thing. I mean, like, hey, it's cheaper, so it's great. Yeah. So, Krifel, though, what do you do exactly? I mean, if I may ask, I mean, you can answer this question if you want to. If you don't, that's fine too. I understand you guys are not here to be that personal. Um, yeah. So, what do you do for a living, Krifel, though? I mean, I know you're a you're a software developer. Oh, I see. Mapping software. Okay. And you're from Germany, right? You missed the happy game music. Sure. Okay. Oh, so you live in California. Okay, cool. You're not in Silicon Valley, right? I will bring back the music. Okay, give me 1 second. You're like the happy bite. Oh, well, give me 1 second. I'm not gonna. Tiens, tu peux. I know Silicon Valley became extremely expensive. I know, yeah, that's true. Can you hear it? There you go, the music is back. Yeah, I know. I've been to Silicon Valley. Actually, I went and visited Facebook. Google is there. The music is back. Yeah, he's here. Oh, that's expensive. I was thinking, like at some point to move to California, I mean Silicon Valley, but then, yes, I saw the prices and I was like, oh my God. I mean, Washington, D.C. is not better. It's also very expensive. But here in D.C., we do a lot of, government work. Yeah, it's expensive. Also very expensive. Napcats, you're in Orlando. I heard it's very nice there. I've never been there. Yep, in DC. Well, yeah, Redog, you're from DC too. That's right. Redog, we should meet at some point. How is it working in California with, I mean, I know that people are saying that the West Coast and the East Coast people work differently. I mean, people in the West Coast, I mean, we always make fun of them. Like, we always say that, people in the West Coast are always, like very laid back and versus like people in the East Coast, they are very, fast paced and, every time we have somebody who comes here from California, we always make fun of them. We're always like, okay, did you open all of your chakras? Like, have you had your Starbucks coffee? Yeah, for some reason, it's very, dynamic is completely different. Um, I don't know why. I mean, like, yeah, people from California are very, very laid back. It's very true. The way the way I do. We are sharks here. I'm not gonna lie. Like the East Coast, oh my goodness. I mean, like if your back, if you turn your back, they'll stab you. That's just the reality of it. Versus people in the West Coast are more chill. That's very, very true. Um, I mean, that's the reality of it. And like I said, I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, you know, I'm used to a fast pace because I'm here, and it can be. I mean, we have a lot of pressure here. That's the truth. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh yeah. DC. Yeah. And people in the government. I mean, look. I'm a consultant, so if I'm sitting here today streaming on Twitch trying, like I'm using like basically pretty much like a game for kids to learn how to code. You do? In the West Coast as well? Okay, so describe the pressure that you basically feel. Like what kind of pressure? Because quite frankly, here in DC, the pressure that we feel is, people not taking responsibilities. That's very true, Nupcats. Why would kids have all the fun? I should have fun too. But I was saying, uh, yeah. No, I agree. No, and I'm just, yeah, I really like this game. I really do. After all of this,